here, and you'll see it. It says the Ohio State Fair out there, and looks like my level is
Sure. So we are going live from the RV. So of course we have to work out the kinks and the bugs. Kyle is at the controls here. Ryan is at the controls in Pennsylvania. And we are in the RV right now, as lovingly known as our motorhome, home away from home, home sweet motorhome.
There you go. There's the mess in what it takes to pull off the RV.
I didn't want to show that, but you just
Too
had
late.
to do it.
You see me doing anything?
But you get a chance to see how much it takes
Go to
do
camera
one of
4
these
real
shows,
quick so they can see the outside.
So there's our outside cam that's pointed right. We're in between the fair. The Ohio State Fair is massive, and that's one end, and then we're in the middle.
Back to her.
And then the other side is there. But this fair is so big. It's so beautiful.
Right.
So beautifully run. The shows are all great. It's just a gorgeous fairgrounds. The rides are right out of our window, so we hear people screaming a lot, especially this one where it's just so.
I think it would be a good idea to get any comments on how things sound and look. How do things sound and look?
Okay, let me take a little poll on that. How do things sound and look to you, so we know if we are okay with our tech going on here?
Ryan, why don't you come on just so we can see you?
Hi, Brenda. Zoftig. Let's see. Where's Kyle? Olivia Diozzi wants to know where's Kyle.
Well, show Kyle.
So let's
camera
get you
3.
on camera. Camera 3. There you go. And then we have a Ryan cam.
There you go.
There's Kyle. That's right. You
that
did
one.
It. Yep.
You're on the upper one too if you go to that one.
Which one? The Crocktail.
Well, that one's
cam.
just the whole. There's just Kyle in the room.
There's
Now
just Kyle.
show Ryan scratching his chin.
There he is.
That's Pennsylvania. How's the weather in Pennsylvania?
The weather is hot and
any
humid.
sound
Yeah, we
for
do.
you.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we do? Okay. So it's
Hot
yes.
and
We
humid.
have sound.
All right.
He is fine.
I don't have sound.
Correct. But
Yeah.
he can respond.
Well, it is hot everywhere. Let's see what people are saying. Everyone's saying, Diane Boat, found you. Okay, I'm listening in the car and it's loud and clear. That's good. Thank you so much, Diane. Kyle Cam, everyone's saying fine right now. The sound is crackling a little bit good. It might be you, Randy. I'm not sure.
Well, part of it is also we're running 3 air conditioning units to offset
the heat.
100-degree heat with 100% humidity.
Right. So today we're going to show some, of our usual show.
We're going to start actually though with a little recap. I have an update from last week.
Oh, okay.
So as you know, last week we visited Richard Hamlet and my mother's former home in Roanoke, Virginia. Took a little tour, and we went outside specifically. And Seth found some still photos that we can just show you right now if you'd like. This is the backyard. There's Dusty Epson standing behind me, and I'm in the pool, and we're recreating a moment next still where you, I see. Okay, you need a second. Okay. I'm filming my mother standing on the water. We're duplicating a shot from the Unsinkable Molly Brown album where she was walking on water. But that's that brick back, outdoor area. Now here's a picture. The next still is actually one of Richard and Debbie standing out by the pool there together on the water as well. So there they are standing on. We put a little acrylic platform in the water you can't see.
You know what we should have put there is what we showed last week.
We're going to now.
Okay,
and here comes, okay, so now you see how that looks pretty nice. All the brick and all the stuff. I mean, it's not too shabby. So here's the video. Okay, here we go. There's the video.
Yeah, so
and there's
this
what it
is
looks
the
like
pool.
now.
Yeah.
Kind of, as I said, great expectations.
Well, how about that? That's
Happens when you get sick. And there's
Seth
the
found
deck
those.
that they were standing on. Like Debbie was right there in that little pool.
Yep.
it looks smaller for some reason there than it does in
Yeah,
the pictures.
much smaller.
But in fact, if you notice there, there's, you'll see me swing the camera around to the right. You see that there's where the building was, where that yellow is. Okay, can we go back to the stills for a second? Come back to me and then go to the stills. So you'll notice in those images, go to the first still where there's a picture of the, there you go. Let's look at that still. So look at this still. There's the little pool house that was there. And you could see how nice the landscaping was. And look at, there were no trees even. I mean, you got a jungle back there right now. So it's pretty remarkable, the transformation from that to what you saw in the video. So I just wanted you to get up to date on that because I know you were all dying to know what did it look like sort of before and after, and there it is. So pretty remarkable. You want to throw that video up again one more time just so you can really, there's the video.
Yep, that's what it is now.
Hit it.
The pool looks so big.
It looks way bigger compared to the way it looks in that.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, then there's just that to close that chapter out. And I thought that was a great find by Seth on that one.
Good find. But that isn't really what we were going to be talking about today. Today is going to be a very elaborate RV topic.
Yes.
We're going to show some historic RVing in the family. And then we're going to show Kat is going to be teaching us how to cook in the RV.
Okay, so last night, before the show, I had 2 shows last night. And before the show, I decided to do my first it's called Crocktail Hour with Kat. And I'm teaching the kitchen challenged how to make a meal without having to measure anything, without having to do anything except put what I show you in a pot and put it on the crock pot and plug it in and put it on 3 hours. And
so that'll be the last thing
that's the last thing that will happen in the show today. That if you're watching it live, this will be the only chance you have to see that particular video, because after that, it's going on Patreon. So it'll be on the Patreon, as will all my cooking episodes go. But if you don't know how to cook, or you do know how to cook and you don't really feel like it, or you don't have the time, I am here to the rescue, because I cook while I'm on the road. And if it weren't for the wonderful crock pot, I wouldn't be able to make like literally gourmet meals. So I'm going to teach you how to make a gourmet meal tonight, and at the end of the show. So stay tuned.
Well, now we're going to, as I said, so go to camera 4 again for a second. So here we are in the parking lot at the Ohio State Fair. And I shot a little video yesterday. We'll start with, he's got some video of me actually going, see the little high school marching band. And I found something very unique that I haven't seen anywhere in many years that I found in the crafts building. So let's watch this video. Where is it? Oh, the candy wilderness.
Oh my gosh. That's me in my old
Oh,
days. I love that candy.
This is vintage candy.
Oh, of course. But this is a shocking pavilion.
There's the
I love
find.
this. Oh, Debbie's butterscotch.
People are wondering why America's overweight, but these are the butterscotch candies that my mother used to put in that candy dish. I'll bring those back to Vegas. But as you can see, quite the selection here. So here's the cool part about that. The butterscotch candy has a very, candy in general sometimes has a connection back to your childhood. And everybody has their favorite thing, a Tootsie Roll or Tootsie Pop or, Sweet Tart or whatever it was. Now, those butterscotch candies, I don't even like them that much. But I'm going to show you some still pictures that, again, Seth was able to locate. When I told him about the butterscotch candy, I said, there was a cut crystal dish that my mother had. And here's a picture of it right now. So the dish is actually right there on the table. See that little dish there? It was always filled with those little butterscotch candies. Now this is later. This was at the Lameda house, and but there's that cut crystal dish, and we'll show you a couple of stills as we go along here. But my whole life I grew up. Initially, there was in the music room. Go. You can cut to that. There was these green candy dishes, and they had the butterscotch candy in them. And go to the next still, which is the one of Harry Carl and my mother and Carrie and I sitting in front of the same candy dishes there. Now you see those little cut crystal vases in front of the green vase. Those were all filled with these butterscotch candies that we all were. I think she chose a candy we all didn't like that much, so we wouldn't wipe them out all the time. If you go to the next picture, we'll show you where that little crystal vase is today. This is my mother's room today, and if you notice by the lamp, there it is, and we'll give you a close-up of it real quick. Here comes the close-up. So this is, there is the butterscotch candy.
Except the candy that's
it's 200 years old.
Is literally decades old.
It is 50 years old.
Yeah.
And maybe more. And so, as you saw in the video, I found the butterscotch candy, and I bought. Oh, I'll go get it. You carry on.
I will. I was trying to think of if we were going to look at vintage candy, what would I be looking for? I actually am. I probably will live to be 100 because I have eaten so many preservatives in my life. But my favorite candy. Do you remember the caramel? Do you remember the caramel? And it has a little white in the middle. It's what were they called?
They had those there.
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to that building.
There it is.
But that's the butterscotch candy. And you said that you're not that into it, but I love butterscotch.
Well, then you have one.
I can't because I'm not eating sugar at the moment. But here's the thing.
Anyway,
those caramel things with the white center, I'm sure they were pure poison, but I loved them. And if you put one in front of me now.
Look. There's Seth live.
Oh my.
It's delicious.
Seth,
it's
why don't
so
you
good.
Eat one for us and tell us how it tastes.
No,
well, I will.
Buck will eat anything. Mikey
Wait,
likes it.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it.
It won't kill you.
I'll eat it.
Just tell me what it is.
It's terrific.
Years old. Oh no. Oh my gosh, he did it.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Right.
Okay, so there you have it, live from Las Vegas, stale butterscotch candy. And then here in the motorhome, we're going to try a piece.
Yours is going to be a lot better.
Memories, baby beautiful.
Now, who ate those back then? Your mom?
Neither Carrie or I really ate these. My mother bought them. I don't know what, I'm not sure what caused the whole.
No, you just put a whole one in your mouth. Oh, good. I didn't see you chewing on it. I mean, it just seemed to disappear.
You know what? It's subtle. It's actually not bad.
No, I love those.
I never, as a kid, we just
You're not a big sugar eater.
We just never gravitated towards these, but I actually think it tastes pretty good.
Sugar for me is a food group. So I have no, it's like I have no control over it. So I have to either not eat it at all or I'm out of control with it. So right now I've been sugar-free for
if you cut the camera forward,
about 6 weeks.
Those tractor trailers are full of candy and crap. And here at the Ohio State Fair,
there's my Jeep.
You can get all of the candy. I mean,
I just think that this fair is incredible.
Well,
in every way.
This fair is huge. You can come back to us. It is a gigantic. It's spread out over many. It's one of the bigger fairs, but it's spread out. I've walked the whole thing now. And yesterday I went all the way
to you couldn't have walked the whole thing.
I have now walked.
How many days did it take you?
Well, I split it up into 2 days.
Yeah. I would think that to see this whole fair, it would take at least 2 days.
Well, I didn't try to do it. Also, it's humid
so hot,
and you don't really care. But I went all the way down to the far end over here where they have a flea market, which was a little more interesting vendor-wise for me than the one where I got the candy. Because that would be mine. Yours is the old stuff. What was it old? I mean, I was expecting like an antique dealer. There really wasn't any of that. It said something like that, but there was nothing.
Well, what is there? I never heard of a
collectibles, kind of like
That's a great
there are
idea.
action figures, a lot of like I mean, about 500,000 refrigerator magnets. Just all kinds of fun little things. There was a guy selling guitar picks that he had made out of coins. So he'd shaped and rolled old silver coins and made them into guitar picks. I don't know how practical it is a metal guitar pick. I don't use that. I use a tortoise shell piece that's,
I have a guitar pick story.
all right.
Okay, so when I would say it's got to be 20 years ago, I was at my friends, Janice and Joe Giardino. They are in New York, and they live in upstate New York. And I was visiting them, and as we always did, we got together I would go up from the city, and the Jonas Brothers weren't famous yet. They were very good friends with them, so I knew the Jonas family before they were huge stars. Their dad was actually a minister, great family, and they were working so hard for them to become known. And I was there at their mall performances. We'd always go to support them. And the first time they played at Planet Hollywood, and then they were going back and forth to LA, but that was so expensive. So I was at Thanksgiving, and they were there, and I was talking to their parents about how you go from unknown to super famous, and they said that they were on a plan, like they had it. I love it because they had a dream and they were going there. So at that time, I lived in New York City. I was on One Life to Live, but I had a house that I rented in LA that I would go to write my first book on weekends or any long time off. So, but I wasn't there all the time. So they said it was just getting so expensive for them to go to LA. So they had a meeting with Disney, and I said, you know what? Just stay in my house. Just take, my neighbor will give you the keys. Here's the address.
Is that the neighbor lady?
That's neighbor lady. And so the whole Jonas family went, and they had their Disney meeting on that trip. And that they then started to open for Miley Cyrus. The Jonas Brothers got launched at that moment. Well, I was so happy to be able to help in any way because they're just great. They were great kids. And so their parents were great too. When I went out the next time, I found little guitar picks all over the house because they all play. And I thought, I should save these guitar picks because one day they'll be really worth something. And I did. I saved them.
Where are they?
They're home. But they were
See
just
what I
so
mean
great.
about collectibles?
Yeah.
It is. You can
You
go
just
anywhere.
never know. I really
You can go
believed they were
anywhere
going to
with
make it, and they did.
collectibles. You can go anywhere.
Yeah.
No, there's no end to it. I mean, because it's like up to the individual to pick something that they really love, or think. In your case, you thought, "Oh man, this could be valuable one day."
You know what? I have a picture of me and the Jonas Brothers at that Thanksgiving. We all went outside and took a picture on the steps. So it's me and all of them. And it was before they were run through the Star Machine. And so you get to see, they were super young.
Oh, so their hair.
They hadn't been done. They hadn't been put
A
through
committee had decided what they should look like.
and they did a great job, but I love this picture. So I'm going to find it and see if I can post it.
All right, now we have the next video that we have for you is the video that Seth put together of old movies.
From Debbie and your RV trip.
Yeah, so when I was about 10 years old, my mother decided there was a company called Condor that made a bread box on wheels. It was like a square box, had 4 wheels. It was the first RVs ever built. And we decided she was going to take a family vacation without that music. Whoa.
Oh, I love that music.
Holiday Road.
We can't do it though.
Yeah, right, because that
We'll get
charges.
flagged. Yeah, we'll go to YouTube jail.
I think you can do it when you sing it out of key, like I just did. But at any rate, if in this film footage, which we'll go ahead and just start it, and I can talk over it because it's silent. These are home movies shot by my mother. That's Colorado. There's the RV. There's the Condor. Look, got Condor. See it? It says
wow.
Condor.
Now, was
Grandpa driving, by the way.
Who owned
Ray
it?
Reynolds. They gave it to her because we did a magazine layout. That's Ray Reynolds driving, by the way. Now there's the Silverton Durango train up in Ouray that goes between Durango and Silverton. Does not go to Ouray.
Gosh. What year
And this
was
is us on the train, and the RV was following because we got on the train, and Grandpa trailed alongside of us. That's the Gunnison River. I mean, these are vintage Colorado pictures. You can see that was, treacherous. You would hate this road, but I mean that train ride, Cat. It's all
Yeah.
these cliffs. Now there's the RV following
Well, what
the
happened?
train.
Where did the RV end up? Because that's a cool RV. It's like
Durango.
box.
Ended up in
No,
Durango.
but I mean, like, how many years did you have it?
I don't think she kept it very long. I really don't know because it went back to the Greenway house. We only went out a couple other times. My grandfather, myself, that's me with the red hat on, Grandma and Carrie taking still photos there. And you can see what beautiful country that is. One of my favorite places in the world is the area of Ouray, Colorado. That's Telluride area.
Yep.
Before Telluride was Telluride. And so we would go there all the time. The Unsinkable Molly Brown movie was shot there. So was How the West Was Won. This is looking like the Grand Canyon now. It's a different part of the trip, obviously. And we would travel around, and my mother, we would play like we were a normal family, which was not easy, especially with Carrie on board, as you can imagine. But we could pretend. Now this is actually up at Bill Harrah's ranch, the Middle Fork of the Salmon River in Idaho, and he had a really cool ranch you could only get into by plane, and you had to fly in a small aircraft to land near his ranch, and then they would take you in. By the way, a lot of this footage is shot by my mother, so it's a little bit shaky cam stuff, but these are obviously original home movies. Middle Fork Lodge right there. That's Bill Harrah's ranch in just off the Salmon River.
Well,
And
if you have to take a plane, how do they get groceries and stuff at a place
they
like
fly everything in. There's absolutely nothing that you can get unless you fly it in. There I am catching a trout at the same location. There's look like my grandmother there. Now the other thing that we did, which is really cool, is a guy named Leroy Pruitt, who you're seeing right now paddling us down the Salmon River, took us on a white water river raft. Looks like we're in a hard kind of a boat there. I don't know if it's a raft or a boat, but we're going down the Salmon River. And there's Carrie. She's going to pinch my ass right now. She's in her little bathing suit. There she goes. Ready? She's going to tease me, push me over. Now she's going to pinch me. So Beverly Hills. So that was my Cincinnati red hat from the.
There's someone at the
someone's
door.
at
I
our door. Cat will
will
get
get it.
That was the Cincinnati Reds team that I played for with the Beverly Hills team. Looks like we've gone black, so that was the last of the
So
video.
the FedEx can get here, right? I mean, it came yesterday.
Anyway, what's that?
Thank you, Mark. How was lunch?
It's okay. Switch to me. I don't see anything in the video,
You're
right?
busy. Thank you. Thank you.
So we just had a delivery.
I just got a delivery.
But what you got, ironically, is you got your induction cooker. We didn't get the stuff from yesterday.
No, he's crazed today, so he said he'll go check on that. Let me just
They
cross
they didn't redeliver. They decided pass.
No, but what I'm really excited, is that an Amazon?
Yeah, I think you should show them it's part of
Well,
your.
You know, I love when you're on the road. It's so hard because, you need things when you get out here, and so you have to have things sent to you, and it's hard to get them sent to a fair because of something this big. It's hard to keep track of things because there's so many people.
In the campground, actually,
work
they're
here.
much better at getting you your stuff. If you stay in an RV park,
I know, but this is not his job, you know.
well, you're
so
going to
it's-
show them what you
Yeah,
got.
so I have a gas stove on this, but I don't like cooking with gas. I don't even like to use propane on a motorhome. So Todd bought me this. I love this. Do you see this? You got this on Amazon, right?
Yep.
I love this because I love to cook, and this is an induction stovetop. You can use it anywhere if you have electricity, and it will
And the
keep,
right pot,
and the
because
right-
not all pans will work.
Right. That's right. It's got to have a certain pot that actually at home I can use most of my pots on these. We also have special cookware coming that you take the handles off of so we can nest everything. Because on RVs, there's only so much room. But I love this because it boils water in 30 seconds. So if I want to
I don't know
make
about
pasta,
that might be an exaggeration.
no, or 60 seconds at the most. I mean, it's really fast. So when I make pasta, I don't have to sit there and wait for that water to boil. And I can cook. I have an electric skillet.
Well, as she pointed out, though, if you go to the wide shot, well, I don't. Can we see this? Yeah, you can see it. Just go to preview. Hit the preview camera.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, hit preview. So you see Kat's got her crock pot there, but also she's got a really cool air fryer by Cuisinart. But underneath that crock pot is actually a 3-burner propane
Yeah,
stove.
but I don't like to use propane. If I don't have to, because, well, look at our refrigerator was propane. It blew up and started a fire, and we had to get the whole roof replaced.
I got to tell you,
I'm not a big fan of it.
I got a lot of experience with this. I mean, that old Condor had propane. My green weenie, we have a picture of that, I believe, don't we? In the stills, a picture of the green
Can you put
motorhome.
that over there?
My first, so that Condor trip that you just saw of us driving around led me to want to have my first car. And my first car, I decided I wanted was a GMC motorhome. And, I tell this story in my book about the guy that brought over some cars on my birthday, on my 16th birthday. He brings over these cars and he shows them to me. It was a Porsche and an expensive little Mercedes. And I got to have my choice of whichever one of those two I would want. The only catch is I didn't really want either of them. I wanted the motorhome. And I saw a picture of it earlier, Kyle, when you first showed it to me. It's probably that lower right shot right there. What's that? Okay, that's not it. So it was on the, it was in the original dated dump from, but I mean, many of you have heard me talk about this motorhome. It was my first car. I drove it to high school, and I still have it to this day. It's sitting actually under our little RV parking area at the Vegas location, but it sat at the ranch for decades as well. You showed me a picture of it earlier. Go to the messages on the computer, and now go to set. Now roll down on there, and scroll down. It doesn't scroll. Go the other way. Scroll up. Yeah, there you go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There they are. Is it in there? Okay, go to Kat. Take over for 1 second. I'm going to bring up a picture just so.
All righty. So I am. I'm going to be. If you're in Ohio or you are planning to be here in the next few days, my shows are at 6 and 8:30, and we are live from the Ohio State Fair. I have gotten to see quite a few of you. I met Lisa Fisher yesterday. John Greer was here the other day. The Amy Perkins and Todd Perkins are here now. I've seen. There's been so many great people from our show from here.
Well, you had John Greer come.
I just said John,
Okay.
And it's so great. Just people are so wonderful.
You'll get a laugh out of this. Here's the green weenies. Actually, Brandon is the one who came up with the name. It's actually a GMC Palm Beach. That's me. That's actually at Carrie's house with a trailer and a canoe and bicycles, and you could drag everything. There it actually is with a friend of ours on another road trip, and you can keep going. That's me driving in some traffic, probably in the day, but keep going. So then, we, of course, this is what we evolved into is currently that's the motorhome we have now. So you could see how these things evolve. But the Green Weenie had a history that its roots are in that first Condor motorhome where you saw the footage. That was something that got me really turned on to RVing and loving the lifestyle, and great way to explore the country and see the country. People say to me all the time, I travel the country, and I've been all over the world, and they tell me, and they flew everywhere. And I was like, yeah, I mean, like you flew over Ohio.
Yes.
You don't know what Ohio is until you're actually on the ground and driving around, and being at the airport, connecting flight to wherever, it doesn't count, in my opinion. You know, don't you love it? Like we got on Route 66.
Yep.
And you drive through get off the interstates too, by the way. That's like level 1 is like airplanes. Level 2 is the interstate. And then the real way to see it is to drive the smaller highways and go through some of the smaller towns. And even in my little video that I posted last couple of weeks, I stopped in some smaller towns and I got off the main highway and I showed people Route 66. I got off in Albuquerque.
Those were fun videos of watching you. You know, I never did get to see the video of when I got here and saw you for the first time.
You didn't see what? Oh, you never saw? No, but you saw the Winslow, Arizona one.
Yeah, I saw all yours, but I didn't see the ones where we were reunited because they got missed off to get.
So that's been
edited.
posted. So if you didn't see it,
I don't know where it's posted.
yeah, no, we posted
I
it.
think maybe
It's on
just,
the YouTube site.
I think it's
So
just on Patreon. Not sure. Ryan would know that.
okay,
though.
well, Ryan, you let everybody know where the my travels are, and then it leads up to me arriving in Virginia, in Salem, to meet Kat.
They're all on your Facebook page. But
Well, yeah, the
reunion,
originals
I
are
don't
there.
know where that is.
Oh, he's got it right there. Go ahead and roll it. So that was so he's
Okay,
got
so-
just the reuniting part.
Yeah,
Todd
but
is here.
not the motorhome one.
I see our motorhome.
Yes. This,
I'm going to sneak up on him a little bit.
snippet.
I'm so excited. There she is. That's what I call. And there's my car. It's so good to see my car. And they're clean. You had them washed. Okay, so I'm excited. This is now, it's not really a surprise. He knows that I'm coming. I just don't know if he knows that I'm coming now. And the poor man, he has been through the trials. Home sweet motorhome. I love this. And Kyle, you've never seen it.
No.
I don't think it's popped out all the way because he doesn't have a lot of space. We're here. Yeah, that's right. Let's see, put this. You made it.
I did.
Not without triumphs. The two-wing cameras. Okay, so we're in the inside of the motorhome, but it's not popped out because this side, as you saw,
No, this side is fine.
but
that
it's
side.
that side that's broken.
It's not broken. I just don't have anybody.
So if he has another person, which would be probably one of the two of you, not at this moment, but or me, then we can pop out the other side, and then it's twice as big, and it's so great. So this is our command center. Honey, come talk about this because
All
you're
right,
so much
we've
better
got
at
it
it than
now. That's good.
I
So-
didn't see the tour of the motorhome. That's the one I didn't see.
You saw that one?
I saw that one.
Oh, I don't know. You guys shot a tour separately. Oh,
No. You were in it. It's
Oh.
just that I don't know where. it
Well,
whisked
for those,
away
but I
to.
mean, for those of you interested in watching the elongated version of that, it's posted where, Ryan, or somebody?
On
Patreon.
Patreon.
So the unedited
It's on
version of
YouTube.
that, if you're interested in Cat.
I guess
touring.
I'm gonna have to join Patreon.
Well,
to
we're
see
going to
it.
do more. I mean, there are things coming up. So we're going to close here in a few days, and then I have to do a little something up in North Ohio, where I'm going to try to get a camera mount for one of my high-end cameras. Then I think we're going to visit John Greer. Is that a plan still?
Yes, we are going to go to Akron. I finish here. I think my last night here is Monday night, and then Ron Diamond, who's an amazing hypnotist, takes over on Tuesday night, and he will be here through till the finish. We are going to go to State Fair, West Virginia from here, and so we're going to stop in Akron on the way there because we want to see John Greer's museum.
Well, I've seen pictures.
Oh, well,
and
I've seen
I'm
pictures,
I'm
but I want to
certainly
see it in
interested
person.
in filming
Yeah,
that and talking about it.
yeah.
I mean, the guy has gone absolutely batshit crazy from what I could see, in a good way. I mean, in my kind of way. I mean, he's clearly fully obsessed with like the smallest little thing, which is kind of cool. I mean, I thought I was putting some obscure things out, and I didn't expect to ever see them all kind of back together again. So he's created his own very elaborate, detailed exhibit on my mom. So we'll stop in there on our way back towards Virginia. But when we drive this time, we're going to use these cameras too. And we're going to, if you notice, if you cut to camera 2, this is the camera that's normally on me when I'm driving. And then Kat has one, turn a little bit.
I have mine.
Cut to camera, there's Kat. So, and then we have the camera cut to 4, shows you where we're going. And then camera 1 shows you the RV, and I'll tilt that down when we're driving, and you'll see us. That's 4 camera angles while we're going somewhere. So we're going to have our little adventures, and then we'll use our little stick cameras, you know, when we get out of the motorhome somewhere. But
Yeah.
along the way, I was thinking, besides John, you know, after that, you have several days, or do you want to
I
spend
don't
time?
have several days, but I really want to get to Lewisburg, West Virginia, because every year I have played it, and I've played it for like 11 years. This is the 100th anniversary of the State Fair, West Virginia, so I'm really excited to be there for that. But Lewisburg itself is it's at the top of in the Appalachian Mountains, and it is so gorgeous, and people come from all over to go to that fair, and it's so special. It's a really special little place, and I never get to see Lewisburg because I go to work, I go home, and I'm never there
that
early.
little town over by where the cemetery is.
Yeah,
It's a cool little town.
it's a cool town. It's called the coolest small town in America. That's Lewisburg.
Not,
So I want
not
to go.
cool in temperature.
No. Oh, but it's going to be better by the time we get there, because I looked that up.
Well, all I can say is we're going to be sharing, though. We haven't done this yet. We haven't filmed the driving
No.
part. So we need to have a plan where we're driving somewhere, we pull up, we get out, and we all share that
Yeah.
experience.
I have a question. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, your mom said something. Did you see that? She said, we took a cross-country trip to Dallas and back
I didn't understand it.
to Pennsylvania with the kids, Kyle included, and it was one of the most memorable trips we've done with our kids.
Yeah.
Amy Hinton, Kyle's mom. You're so awesome.
Kyle, hit the preview camera.
Oh, I found the question.
What did you think about that trip?
I remember it. We were in our RV, and
Right.
I remember it being extremely hot out in Texas. We got to walk around.
That's what you remember. It was hot out.
Yep, and we got to visit some pretty cool monuments. I don't really remember too much, but
How old were you?
probably 10, maybe 9 or 10.
Did you all get along in the motorhome?
Yeah.
I
I like riding the motorhome. It's a nice, easy ride.
Yep.
I don't have to sit in the chair. I can lay down on the couch.
Yep. And so how's it been? Because you've been living here
Well, he
with
took a
us.
drive with me.
That's right. But he's been in here with us now for a week.
Yeah.
So how is it so far?
I absolutely love the space.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't feel like you're confined to a motorhome. You have everything in here. This couch right here, I don't know if you can see it, folds out into this ginormous bed.
Yep. A
An
queen
air
size
mattress.
bed. Yep.
Yep.
And there's Todd doing his Cosmo pose, his Cosmo
That's
centerfold. Yeah. And it's just
You
a.
got it, camera. What do you want to close up?
Oh yeah.
You got the one.
But at the moment when we're doing a show, we have all the equipment out, and it's quite
Mhm.
crowded, but it's still very spacious.
Oh yeah.
Even with
Tons
three
of
of us.
space.
Yeah. It's been great having you, and I'm looking forward to having you back when we go to Vermont.
I'm excited.
Yep, Ryan will join us for West Virginia. You get to go back to your life for a little bit, which I think is important. And then you come back with us for both cities of Vermont. So
Yep.
we're excited about that. Kyle, you've been doing an amazing job. Incredible.
Yeah. So let's hear about how he's been doing on handling the sound for you.
Okay, so Kyle is,
I was 12. 12 years old.
12.
oh, you were 12, so you were close.
Pretty close.
Tell your mom to send us a picture or two. We'll throw it up.
Yeah. So
Have her send it to my to Todd Fisher at Mac.
So we get here, and I have a new sound server that I was going to use. It took us all in total about 15 hours to program all my music and sound effects into it. And on the first night here, the hard drive in the sound server crashed. That's a disaster because my whole show is in there, and the show is a high dynamic range show, so you need to have all that. And we came back to the motorhome, and I was just despondent. And then, but the sound man told us about an app on iPad that's for professional entertainers, and we could use it instead of what we were using. So, being that my back was against the wall, I got it. And Kyle, being as smart as he is and technical as he is, figured out immediately how to program it. And he and Todd then figured out together how to get the music off of the sound server that crashed to another computer, and from that computer to my iPad. So Kyle was up till 4:00 in the morning that night. His bed was out, and he was right here at the control panel. And I went to bed. He went to bed at 1. I went to bed at 2. He went to bed at 4. So we were all dragging the next day, but we did get some good sleep that night.
Well, the server that crashed actually was my mother's 360
Well, yeah, so
server.
it
was
wasn't-
older.
it was, yeah.
new to you, but
It
old
was
to
new
the world.
yeah.
But it didn't crash. Like, it still works, but for whatever reason, when you took it to your live show, it crashed during the show. But he did the transfer, and it never crashed once.
No, but I'm just happy to be away from hard drives because
The world has changed.
Yeah, and I love this app. Brian hasn't used it yet. He'll be with me in West Virginia, so he'll get. It's so easy. It's so great, and so I'm very grateful for Kyle to be here because he's an amazing problem solver, like you are. So it's great.
All right, so we are now ready
Yes.
to move to the cooking segment.
All right. So, if any of you are kitchen challenged, if you wish you could have a home cooked meal, even if you live by yourself, or if you're, living with other people, or you have a partner, or you have a spouse, or you are dating and you want to cook something but you don't know how. I now will be making segments for you, and they're called Crocktail Hour with Kat, and it's not an hour. It's just that I like the title, so I went with it. Not at all. So for 20 minutes, you're going to learn without having to measure anything, just what to buy, throw in a pot to make a gourmet meal. And this is the first one. So I'm about to teach you.
Now, you were explaining also, though, that you felt that the way to a man's heart.
Now, I know that a lot of people will have issue with this, but it
What kind of issue?
Well, because it is the way to a man's heart. It's through his stomach. That was when I was a kid. It is true now. I mean, why do you think you asked me to marry you? Because I fed you well, right? No?
Well, I'd say it's part of the package.
It's part of the package.
I don't think it's one or the other. I mean, there are some men I know that are obsessed with food. That's not me, as you know.
Right, but if I didn't cook at all, the dynamic would be so different.
Well, it would be different. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker because you have a lot of other qualities. Not everybody has the package that you have.
Do you believe this? That's what will take me back to the questions. So someone asked, I think it was Beth M, who asked, do we ever get in each other's way? I think what she was really asking is,
In the RV, you mean?
how do we get along on the RV for such a long period of time?
Well, explain the way that worked the first time out.
Well, yes, when we first started dating,
And what did I say? I said the way to know
to
if you-
find out if we like each other, because we didn't want to waste time, because
not just like, it's like, are you compatible at all levels?
okay, so we would try each other on.
Like
Let's
you,
just say
you
that.
could go to a movie and say, I like you.
Yeah, but I think to try a person on, there's
Right.
no greater way to know if you get along than to be in a small space together for a long amount of time. We had no idea how long it was going to be because we were just driving from Las Vegas to Florida because he wanted to meet my mom and my mom wanted to meet him.
Well, we had a few things
but-
on the agenda, but that was the
But
bit one
we
of
had no idea we were going to be gone for 2 months.
right.
None at all. There was just circumstances, and we ended up being out on the road for 2 months.
But I have a rule in, now you have a lot of rules because you wrote a book on this subject, but I have a simpler rule. I think in a week living in an RV, this is a big RV, but any RV down
Yeah.
in size too, is a very quick way to find out if you're compatible and if you fit, as you say, trying them on. But to me, this is a real fast way to boil it down because you really quickly start to realize, do you get along, on all different levels.
Well, and you can't hide moods and quirks and
Had you
habits.
taken David Hasselhoff on an RV trip, you never would have married him.
that I will tell you this because I don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but here's the thing. When I met him, it was before he became a huge star. And I do think that fame of that magnitude changes people, mostly because it changes everything around them. But fame kind of really makes you more of who you already are. That's what I've always said. It magnifies who you are when it's to that extreme fame, because Knight Rider became so huge so fast, and then Baywatch too, but I was gone by Baywatch. But when I met him, he was funny and adorable and, and sweet and all those things. So, I don't think that there's
A lot of people think a drunk guy eating a hamburger is funny.
that
Carrie
was
thought it
something
was,
that came along a
Carrie
little
came
later.
to me with that
Yeah.
with such glee.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We weren't
I had,
even,
when that whole thing came out, I was on One Life to Live. I was sitting in the area where, the stage door is right there. You come upstairs from the dressing rooms, and then there's like a holding pen lobby area. And then you would go through a door and you were in land view. All the sets were there. And I was studying my lines and just going over them before I was going to go into tape. And so there was this really great guard from Haiti that worked at the front desk, and he was watching CNN or whatever news was on. I think it was that on the TV up in the ceiling, and he goes, "Hey, man, weren't you married to this guy?" And I said, "What are you looking at?" I looked up, and I went walking over to look at the TV, and it was the footage from the hamburger episode, and I had two very distinct feelings and reactions at that moment that confused me emotionally, because one was, oh, thank God, now everybody knows, because I really was made to be the bad guy in that, and all I was trying to do was survive,
and live.
And so, because it's just hard to be with somebody that has a problem of that magnitude. It's very, very damaging to everybody. But I felt, and the other part of me was like, oh my God, this is awful. I am so sorry this happened to him. It was so, both were so strong. It was like angel and devil on my shoulders. It was really, really confusing, because I'm like, well, which one of these
I didn't
am
really know much about him. But
Which one of
Carrie
these
knew
am
the
I?
video. Carrie brought me the video
Did
on
she?
a laptop or
Yeah.
something. And she goes, "You got to see this." And I was like, oh. To me, it was just embarrassing.
But she had a few of her own, so it's interesting to
No,
me
but
that she would.
he's a fellow traveler in her
Yeah,
mind.
yes.
That's the way she looked at a lot of these things,
Yeah.
is that these are people that she related to. I mean, when John Belushi died, it really impacted Carrie, because she knew she lived in that lane, and any of that could at a moment happen to her.
That's right.
So as her friends dropped out, died, had incidences, she had different reactions to
Well,
it.
I remember when Whitney Houston died,
Right.
she was sitting outside on the steps outside the house, and she was just really upset about that. And then Philip Seymour Hoffman died, and she was really upset about that.
But even when her friend Greg died, in
Yeah.
her bed,
Yeah.
that was a big to-do. But again, she was affected partly because close to home.
Yeah.
Very close to home.
Right. Well, in any case, the other question is that we still seem to be so much in love, and what's the secret to that? That was another person's question. The RV.
No, it's the cooking. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. That was a
Hey,
joke.
you want to know something? it's just good to know how to make something without any effort. That because we eat so much junk because we don't have time, and so if this only takes 10 minutes to throw anything in a pot and turn it on and leave.
Well,
It's so worth it
So,
because
from my
I hope you enjoy it. I made
Yeah.
it last night, and Kyle and I were up until some crazy hour doing this,
all
and
right.
we're gonna eat it right
Let's
now.
watch it.
Okay, so there you go. Here you go. Hey, so we are on the road, as many of you know, and some of you may not, and we are on our motorhome. It's such a great way to travel. If you are currently an RVer, you already know that. But one thing that you are restricted in is space. So we have a big RV, but this kind of cooking, crock pot cooking, even though I have a stove, I have an air fryer, I have coffee machines and a toaster and an egg poacher, I have all that. But for me, because I'm working out on the road, but I still want to cook something and I want to feed the people that I'm traveling with and myself, I really depend on the crock pot. And over the years, I mean, I don't even measure things. I just basically throw stuff in the pot, put it on, set it, forget it, as the old commercials used to say. And I love it. I am going to just do a quick crock pot recipe for something that they call lasagna soup. I make it a little more dense than the soup. How I do that is that I use more ground beef. Right now, I am cooking the ground beef because you should cook it in a pan before you put it in the crock pot with everything else. This is the most basic, simple recipe that tastes so good. And most of you are like me, you don't have time for a lot of reading and measuring and all that stuff. So I basically eyeball everything. I put 2 pounds of ground beef in here, and the thing is that I'm using a Ninja crock pot, which also has a stovetop setting on it. So instead of cooking this meat separately on another on a stovetop, I'm actually cooking it in the crock pot because it has that stovetop feature. So I can cook as if I'm cooking on a stovetop. Now, of course, it's not as hot, and that's okay. It's cooking and rather quickly. And I will then drain off that hamburger meat. So right now, if we look at the crock pot cam, what you'll see is that I just have 2 pounds of ground beef. If you are making this for just one person or 2 people, you could get away with just 1 pound of ground beef. I have 2 in here because I'm feeding Kyle and Todd and myself and whoever drops by for tonight. We are at the Ohio State Fair currently. And then we move on from here to the State Fair, West Virginia. So I'll be doing these crock pot recipes for you guys along the way, because who doesn't like an easy, great meal, right? So here we go. You don't have to know how to cook at all to do this. You do not have to know how to cook at all. So there's a lot of people that say, I don't cook. And I think to myself, listen, if you want to not cook, that's a choice you make. But I will tell you something that I have discovered in all my years of being on this planet, and it is simply this. There is absolutely nothing like feeding people. It's such a basic, wonderful thing, and it means so much to somebody when you give them a beautiful, hearty, home-cooked meal. So there's really, with the crock pot and Instapots and all the things that we have available to us today like this, and have for so long, there's really no reason for you not to know how to cook, because there's nothing to it. Nothing. And you don't have to be a chef, but you will feel like one. You will be treated like one. When you feed people, it just makes everything better. It's just so great. So there's really no reason for you not to cook, because it's not difficult if you're going to do slow cooking. So now this meat is cooking, and I just we'll go to the cam again, the crock cam. And what I love about this is that I personally, you can put whatever spices you like in here. I'm actually I love Lowry seasoned salt for just about anything, because it just is such a great little, and I'm putting salt, and then I'm putting the pepper in there, and that's all I'm doing. You can use garlic powder, or garlic salt. And I always just start with a little bit. You notice I didn't even like measure anything. I just did the shaking on it, because if you want to add more later, you can. It's better to not overload things with spices and all that in the beginning, because you can always add that towards the end. You can't take it out once it's in. So I would say take it easy on the salt and pepper until you are in the tasting phase. Now, if you were going to put onions in here, you would chop up the onions and put them in there right now and let them cook with the meat. I'm not using onions because I can't eat them. I love them. They don't love me. And so I have to skip that part of it. But if you wanted to put onions in it, that would be a great thing to do. You could put any spice you like in it that fits an Italian dish. I am going very simple with just salt and pepper. And I'm going to put a little garlic salt in there. But you could put fresh garlic in that meat if you wanted to. It just is up to you. This is the super fast, super easy crock pot version. So the meat is almost cooked now. And that means that I'll be draining this, because one thing I can tell you is that when you buy ground beef, I learned this when I started to really eat much more healthy than I used to. I buy 7% fat. So it's 97% without fat and 7% and 93% without fat, 7% fat, or as lean as I can get it. You will, A, your body will thank you, and B, you're not going to have to drain as much. This is 10% fat. That's all I could find, because when you're on the road, you're limited. And you can see that this just takes up a little bit of space. So this is why I love crock pots too. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and drain this. So I just drained the beef, just did it right there in the sink. Because this has such low fat, it was hardly anything. But it's nice because it's still cooking now. I am going to show you the best tomato sauce in the world. Some people like to make their own. I don't have time for that, and that's what I'm showing you this for. This is the best tomato sauce in the world, and it's the only one I can eat because I have a really low, a low tolerance for the acidity of tomatoes. It just really bothers my stomach. So Rao's, which I am not affiliated with in any way, I can just honestly tell you, I found this when I lived in New York because they had a restaurant and I would eat there, and what is this magic sauce? Now, Rao's sells this sauce at almost every grocery store, and it's going to cost a few dollars more, but I promise you it is worth it, because the taste is undeniably different. Why? Because these tomatoes are from Italy, and that's why I can eat them, because they have a much lower acid in their tomatoes than we do. So it's a really healthy choice to make. And it's the most delicious sauce in the world. There's nothing better. No one can make me a homemade sauce that I'm going to say is better than this. I've lived in Italy for 2 years. I have tried them all. This is magic. Okay, so Rao's, I'm going to give you a nice little look at that. And I have no affiliation with them. This is purely love. So I'm going to go ahead, and because I used 2 pounds of beef, I'm putting 2 jars of Rao's. If I used 1 pound of beef, I could get away with 1 jar of Rao's. And what's beautiful is that it is just so easy. I promise you, like I said, I'm cooking more because there's 3 of us in here, and we'll probably have people stop by for dinner because there's people in town coming to see me in the show, and maybe I'm going to give them some of this. So I have a little more in here, but you can, if you have 1 pound of beef, then you're going to put 1 jar of Rao's. If you have 2 pounds of beef, you'll use 2 jars of Rao's, and that's it. That's done. Okay. Now I'm noticing there's like little basil leaves in there. I am using Rao's homemade marinara. I'm telling you, this is the first date meal. all right, maybe we shouldn't be cooking on a first date. But this is, oh, I would need my husband to fall in love with me again meal. It's just that good, okay? So now I put those 2 jars of Rao's in there, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in, I use chicken broth. You can use beef broth if you like, but I'm a chicken broth lover, so I'm going to do that, and it's what I always use. So I have chicken broth in here, and what that does, we're going to go to the crock pot cam, the crock cam as we call it, and you can see that this is looking kind of soupy, and that's exactly what you want, because they call this lasagna soup, but I make it with the amount of ingredients that I'm putting in here. I'm making it a little more dense, because it's not really soupy, though they call it soup. It's just really saucy, and I love that. I'm going to be able to walk away for 3 or 4 hours now while this cooks, and I will have it on slow cook for the next 4 hours. And if you wanted to leave it all day, you could do that because these turn off by themselves, which is really great. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on for, I don't know, maybe I'd say 4 hours. I'm going to go do a few shows, and then when I come back, I'll do the last 30 to 45 minutes of this, and I will show you what that is. So where are we? We are just now at ground beef cooked, chicken broth in, Rao's tomato sauce in, salt and pepper in. Now, what I will need later, if you want to write these things down, I like Barilla. It's easily accessible at the store. It's a fine product, but I want to use hard lasagna noodles. So that's what I have. And we're not going to put those in until the last 30 or 40 minutes of the soup. You'll see that you break it so that it fits in the pot. And I will be doing that later on with you when I get to that point. And then I love this. So this is shredded Parmesan cheese. Shredded Parmesan cheese. See if I can get this one right. I have 2 bags of this because this is something I'm going to be putting in also when I am in the last 30 minutes of this. I will put this in the last 30 minutes. You cannot put the cheese or the noodles in now, because if you do, it's not going to be as good. So this is all you need to know for now. I'm just showing you what I'm going to use, but all that's in here is my ground beef, salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic powder. I could have used fresh garlic, but I'm on the road, so I'm making everything easy. 2 jars of Rao's. Now this is for 4 people, okay? So that's why I'm using these quantities of ingredients, okay? So then just going to put a little more pepper in there because I can see I need it. I'm not going to put any more salt in there, and here's why. Because I'm going to be adding Parmesan cheese later, and that in itself has quite a bit of a salty flavor to it. So I don't want to overload on the salt. Remember, once you put it in, you can't get it out. And it's easier when you start going through the taste testing phase. You go, oh, it needs a little more of this or a little more of that. But just careful on the spices you use, all at once, because you can't undo it. So there you go. It's like putting makeup on. It's easier to put a little on and have to add more than to put a lot on and have to take it off. It just looks better, and this will taste better. That's how that goes. Okay, so I'm going to be leaving you for now. I'm going to put the top on, and I'm going to be, and the great thing too is that the cleanup of this is super easy because everything's done in one pot. So it's so awesome. So I will put the top on it, and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to go do a few shows, and I'll be back in about 4 hours. And when I am, we will finish this last 30 minutes by putting the lasagna noodles in there to cook for 30 minutes at the end, and the cheese. And then just for the mwah factor of it, I will be adding I will be adding ricotta cheese because it's like the cherry on the sundae. It is insane. This is a beautiful soft cheese that I will put on. I might put some in there while it's cooking in the last 30 minutes like I do with the noodles and the other cheese. But at the end, when I serve the lasagna in a dish, I will take a spoonful of ricotta cheese and put it on the top. If he hasn't asked you to marry him, he will now. Okay? If he hasn't been noticing you as much as you would like to be, he will now. I hate to make this about he and she, but you know what? I'm just talking facts. You know, like I can honestly tell you that cooking for somebody, there a way to a person's heart is through their stomach. It is simply like that. I still believe that to this day. So that's why I want to teach you fast stuff, not only for just yourself, but if you have a family, if you have a spouse, if you have someone that a partner, you want to feed them. It's a beautiful thing to do. It's from the heart, So I'll be back and we will finish up and see what this looks like. Okay, we are back. We did 2 shows tonight. Kyle rocked it, and I think we did all right. I think we did really well, considering that we did have quite a bit of rain today. And it just makes everybody happy under the tent. So we really enjoyed today, and as we enjoy every day. I hope you will be able to come see me at the fair this year, and if not, next year. I am finishing up the crock-pot meal. So I'm going to go to the crock cam. There you go. And you can see that I had cooking on low actually for about 4 hours. I put it on low because I didn't want to take a chance of, not getting this right because it's being done on camera. You could put it on high, but I put it on low and I'm stirring it right now. And it's nice and hot, and this is like the home stretch. Okay, so this is the last 30 minutes, and I took the lasagna noodles and I made them in pieces. I snapped them in pieces because they are going to go in here, and I'm going to cook them for 30 minutes. I'm also going to be putting in the Parmesan cheese. Now, I will tell you that if you go to Costco, you can get a giant bag of Parmesan cheese, which is really at an amazing price. I did not go to a Costco here because I'm in Columbus and I'm not sure where one is, and I don't have a lot of free time. But it's so economical if you get your meat there, get your cheese there, and so you just go ahead and just put that cheese in there. And I'm going to put the whole bag of cheese in there. But I'm just putting all of the pieces now of the lasagna for it to cook for 30 minutes. And this is what's going to make it absolutely amazing, because what it is it's a little soupy right now, and it's supposed to be, because when the noodles cook and the cheese melts, it's going to make the most perfect lasagna ever. I don't like dry lasagnas. I like mine to be a little more on the wet side. And so this is why I love the crock pot lasagna so much. And I'm going to go ahead and put those in and bury them because they're going to get cooked in the next 30 minutes. And I'm going to put another layer of cheese here. You have the cam on. That's good. You guys can see what I'm doing. I'm layering the cheese. And I will put a little more in because I made enough for probably 6 people here. And there's someone staying next to us in their motorhome. And so I love to share what I have with my neighbors and my friends because I love feeding people. It's part of my joy. All right. So I'm going to break that one down just a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead, put a little more cheese in there. So I didn't quite use 2 bags, but you're going to put cheese in there also when it's done. You're going to put cheese on top of it. And we are going to see the beauty of this in just 30 minutes. So I will be back with you with the crock cam to show you the end result. All right. I hope you learned something. This is such an easy dish. It's so easy. And by the way, I forgot to mention earlier because I was saying, you know, how guys love it when their girls feed them. But you know what? That's just not so anymore because everybody likes to be fed. So guys, if you want to thrill your girl, and if you want, or guys, if you want to thrill your guys, it really doesn't matter. Thrill your partner. Cook them something like this. As little effort as this takes, it packs such a wallop, you know, because people just appreciate being fed a great meal. So there you go. We'll be back in just a few seconds, but for me, it's actually in reality 30 minutes. Okay, guys, be back in a minute. All right, so we are done. I'm ready. I think we need to go to the crock cam. All right. So now, 30 minutes later, this is what we've got. Now they call it lasagna soup. And so you'll see that it's more like a lasagna stew. And if you wanted to let it cook more, you absolutely could. And it would firm up a little bit if that's what you like. But this is exactly how I like it because it is soft, stewy. It is blended flavors. It is so good. You cannot imagine. So if you can see it, you can see the consistency. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, now I'm on a motorhome, so I'm limited to my, you know, things. You have to decide what's important to you when you go on a motorhome trip for months like we're on right now. But so I don't have like my big ladles with me. But I do want to show you what this looks like. And I'm making this for Kyle. And I'm going to see if Todd wants some because I know it's late for him to eat. So his might be tomorrow. But you will see that this is just so beautifully. Oh, it's beautiful. Now, what I did add in here while you weren't looking. Oh, Kyle, this is going to be amazing. What I did add in here while you weren't looking is I took the ricotta cheese that I sometimes put on a little dollop at the end on the actual bowl of lasagna. Let me throw this away. And what I did was I took almost half of it and I put it in the crock pot when I was putting in the noodles, and I put in the Parmesan cheese, half of this ricotta cheese in there and stirred and then cooked it further. And that, I think, was a really good move. I do plan on putting a little bit on top as well, but this just seemed to really do it. Now, if you did want it a little more firm, you can just let it cook a little bit more. We like it just the way that it is, so that's it. This is your quick crock pot to all kinds of great things, and I will be bringing back simple recipes for you that I've seen and heard along the way and tried myself and love it. So thank you so much for my first crock pot meal for you. Okay, thanks guys. I love you.
You turned the heater on. No, you turned. Yeah. All right. Kyle turned on the heater because it's not hot enough outside for him. You know, from where he's from.
Well,
I love heat.
you know, if you did, Kyle put a food list on that video.
Turn the speaker off.
There you go. You put a food list on that video, right, Kyle? The shopping list. And if you're on Patreon, you'll be able to go back and watch that anytime you like. And yeah, on the beginning is the food list, Kyle. Yep. Okay, so I knew I really hit the jackpot when Kyle sent in me after I fed him last night. By the time we finished this, it was midnight. So we were eating late. No, actually, it was like 10:30, 11. It wasn't too bad. 11 o'clock. And Kyle said, this is one of the top 5 things I've ever had in my life. And I was
Partly because he was there to see it created.
that's true. Great job on that, everybody. So thank you for lighting, for editing, for shooting. It was amazing. And you guys seem to like it, so that's good. The next thing I cook will be my famous, it is even easier than this one, is my famous roast in the crock pot.
But
that,
you should also
the
do
meat falls
you should
apart.
also do your spaghetti and meat sauce because it's one of the best there is.
Well, it's the same basic
I know,
thing
but
as this.
I'm telling you, it's one of the best.
Well, I know you love that.
It's one of my favorites, and I just would say that it seems simple enough. I go to a lot of restaurants. The meat sauce is nasty.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, making the noodles. I mean,
No,
it's a
that
lot
is
of-
true. That is
It's
true.
not as easy as it seems. It's time for giveaways because I know
It
that's
is
your
time for
favorite part.
giveaways. I'm going to let Seth do it though because I have to get to the stage in about 40 minutes. So I need to go.
I'll be here also.
I need to go get ready. So you'll be here. We're going to let Seth give away the prizes. I want to thank Ryan for the show today and Seth too. And you too, Kyle, and you, honey. I love you. I love you guys. I'm going to get ready to go to work now. I don't even like to call it work because I love it so much.
Well, someone's got to pay for all this.
That's right. So enjoy it. And I'm going to let Todd and Seth take it away. And of course,
I see
thank you to
I see
all
the
of our
wheel is
super
up.
donors tonight. We appreciate you. Wheel is up. Kitty cat is up. So I'm going to get ready.
All right, well, let's rock that wheel. Let's see who's spinning today. Somebody's spinning. Is that Ryan that's spinning? Seth is spinning? Oh, well, somebody is spinning. All right, so if you were making comments, your name got on our regular wheel, and we're doing giveaways. Maxine M. You are the winner. We're going to do 5. How many are we doing?
Yes, but you do need to cut to Seth because he knows what the prizes are.
Well,
We're doing 4 prizes.
after we
do all
Seth
5,
will
right?
announce
They're all
what
the
they are
same, is that right?
afterwards.
I'm assuming. I can't hear the boys, but I'm assuming. Oh, you can turn the sound off for that, right? Turn the speaker back on. Okay, I should be able to hear you guys. Next winner is Olivia Viozzi. You are the next winner in our little. Now, so all you have to do is make a comment, and you got entered into the wheel, and you'll be one of 5 winners. We'll announce what those prizes are going to be. Third winner is Barb Patrick. You are winner number 3. And all you had to do was make a comment, and Ryan entered you into the competition. Here comes number 4 winner. And number 4 is Light Taste Styles, which seems to win a lot. There you go. And that's number 4. And the final number 5 winner will be, and I have no idea what the giveaway is going to be on this, so we'll see in a second. And the final winner for tonight is Sweet Susie. Sweet Susie, you're the 5th winner. Okay, now you should tell us, I guess go to Kai. I go back to Ryan. Why don't you bring up Seth or whoever knows what the prize is, because I don't. Does someone know?
I'm here. I don't know if I am here, but I think I'm here. I don't know if I'm here.
You're here with Debbie behind you.
With always guiding me while I eat butterscotches.
If you mess up, she's going to smack you from behind you.
I know. Well, I feel it. I feel. She's saying get on with the show. But so the winners today are going to get. They're going to have 2 choices of what they'd like. We either have a hard copy of the Best of Debbie Reynolds album, which is from her gift shop at the hotel, and it has all of her songs. Tammy, Am I That Easy to Forget? Abba Dabba, all the good ones here. Or we will send you, if you give us your email, we will send you a digital copy of Kat's Broadway album with her trio. She and her 2 boys who sing beautifully on this album together. And this is a fantastic album as well. And it has, oh my gosh, all kinds of fantastic Broadway classics.
Sleepy Man is one of my favorites.
Being alive.
Sleepy
What's that?
Man. Sleepy Man is one of my favorites.
Oh, Sleepy Man, mine too.
Love that
And
one.
so, yeah, Mine is what is it? Maybe This Time. She does Maybe This Time with Time Heals Everything. That's my favorite. And Bewitched. So it's a lot of classics on this, and we will send you the digital copy of that so you can have it on your computer, on your phone, for your car, whatever you'd like. And it's a great album. So those will
Seth,
be our
tell us where
two.
you are, because some people don't know where you're sitting.
I am currently in your mom's house here in Vegas. I am in on the compound as we are all holding down the fort while you guys are gone. And I decided to come and zoom in from the mama's house here. So I have her behind me with her, one of my favorite paintings ever, and certainly
That's the
of
Ralph
her.
Cohen portrait that was painted when Carrie and I were very little. It sat in the Conway house, the Greenway house, every home I've ever been in. That's my favorite painting ever.
No, mine too. It's fantastic. And so we have that, and I have her butterscotch dish with me.
You don't have
and
to
I
eat any more of those, though. You've done your.
No,
You've done
and the Indiana Jones Crusader,
the chalice.
the chalice, the Crusader chalice, which is my favorite.
That's the chalice of the palace has the brew that is true.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I'm at.
All right. So you got your choice. You have to email us at
PattonToddLive@gmail.com, and then I think we have our next wheel for our super winner, right?
Yeah, you're gonna do the super wheel.
Groovy.
All right, here we go. So to claim your prize, follow the instructions that Seth has told you, and here comes the super. Now before you spin, this was for people that donated money for the show. Could have been $1, could have been whatever. They get into this is last week's donation. Show up on this week's, and this prize is at a much higher level. So, having said that, those of you that donated last week, you're on this wheel, and we'll hit it. I see a lot of the usual names on there. The usual suspects. Deb Tyler. There's another familiar name. So, Deb, you're the winner tonight of the Super Wheel. And what is the Super Wheel, Seth?
The Super Wheel is a really great prize wheel because what it is all the donations, which I'm looking actually right now. Thank you so much to everybody who's donated on our YouTube page to the show, which all the proceeds from the donations go towards legacy projects like when we relit Debbie's neon sign, and we just recently restored the MGM crane from that shot, oh my gosh, Singing in the Rain, Gone with the Wind, all these fabulous films. And then the next project, one of the next projects, is relighting Debbie's letters from her Las Vegas stage show that we're also doing, and those will be on display someday. So that is what all the donations go towards, and we are grateful for that. And so if you donate, you get on the prize wheel for the next week of the show. So this week, Deb Tyler won, I saw. So congratulations, Deb. You get a half-eaten Debbie Reynolds butterscotch. No, I'm kidding. You get a small signed photo of Debbie. And if you have this, Deb, let us know, because I know you've been around for a while. But you get a small signed photo of Debbie along with 2 studio prints. So, and you can see they're stamped, which is really what it differentiates an MGM or any studio print. They're stamped by the studio. And then this one actually has a description to it because that's when she was making the movie Athena at MGM. So they're really, really cool. Original prints, classic. You can even see they're stamped at the top with their number on them. So they're really a fabulous collectible item. So congratulations, Deb.
All right. So there you have it. Now, you know, those kind of prints are very rare and harder to find because a lot of people are selling prints, but they're duplicates of things. You know, these are not duplicates. These are original photographic photo prints on photo paper, etc. Generally, those photographs are taken by very famous photographers. The studio photographers were like Clarence Burrell, people like that became studio photographers. So it's a really good collectible for those of you that are wanting to collect something that's not too expensive. Those are fun things to collect, and anybody can get a duplicate of a picture of something, and you'll see those on eBay a lot. But this is not like that. And we do have other things like that on our studio store website as well if you want to see other things that we have. But anyway, As you can see, we are at the Ohio State Fairgrounds. You can see behind me the trailer and there's a full shot of the whole thing. The clouds are rolling by, big thunderhead clouds today. But in general, nothing has hammered us yet. Yesterday we got hammered. We'll see how that goes. Cat got soaking wet yesterday. But we thank you for joining us tonight at live from the Ohio State Fair. Join us here if you're in the neighborhood within 100 miles or so, and come and see Kat do her thing for a few more nights. And I will not be on the air till next Saturday, where we will be on the road on our way or already in West Virginia. So next time you see us, we're going to be doing some stuff along the road on our way back to West Virginia and then from West Virginia. So we'll see you there. Thanks for joining us.